Hey, everybody. How many do we have on today? Let's see.
22 right now.
Yeah, I've got a deal on the screen, Bill. You're going to have to fix. He's going to have to come fix my screen. So you can see I have a design wall behind me. And Tara is working on this. This is our wind song. And so she hasn't put it together all the way because we're still doing the tutorials. Okay. So we've got tutorials. If you've signed up for Wind Song, the block of the month, she's doing online tutorials. So you won't have to come in for class. She's going to show you how to do each block. So it's a really beautiful block. It's by Wing and a Prayer. And if you can see, we have the moon and the sun she's got. So a warm and a cool way to make each of the blocks, and that all goes together. It's really, really pretty. And I just sat with a rep yesterday, and we have another Wing and a Prayer block of the month that's coming out for next year. I think January of next year. So we have ordered that, and we will be getting that in, I don't know, towards the fall. So be watching for another Wing and a Prayer. This one is more fallish colors. The other is more, what do I want to say? Like purple, like a mountainy purple, like the Purple Mountains Majesty, like that kind of purple. Subdued purple and grays and pinks, and it's really, really pretty. When I get the picture on that, I will show you. So who do we have on? Let's see, Debbie. Good morning, Debbie. We was lucky enough. Debbie came and spent the day with us yesterday, her and Kathy Z. I enjoyed that. And so we love that. And Judy.
She's Gwen's sister.
Oh, you're Gwen's sister. Oh, well, we love that. You can just join our family because we love Gwen. She's a sweetheart. Good. I'm glad you're with us, Judy. And Donna, good morning. Hey, Matthew, how are you? Oh, and you're in the city. Good. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. That's awesome. And Jacqueline from Faye, good morning. And Susan Gable, more. Yeah, and Diana, good morning, Diana. Good morning, Patty. Oh, and there's Sherry, t-shirt quilt. From Tuttle, America. Yeah, she's working on her t-shirt quilt. And hey, Neil, how are you? Oh, Karen. Sorry. Karen, not sure why it's logged in as my husband. Oh, I do it all the time. I don't know. Bill's been on my computer and I log in and it's all on his stuff. I understand. And Catherine, good morning. East of Edmond. Oh, yeah. Boy, I haven't been east of Edmond in a while. Used to go that way a little bit. We had some friends over there. We'd go do Super Bowl parties and stuff with that. Life gets busy, you know. So, well, good morning, you guys. Glad you got all with us. So I've got a tutorial going this morning. I'm going to first talk to you about the classes and stuff that we offer. Same stuff, because we do have some new people on. And so I'm going to talk to you about the classes and some of the things that we do. And then I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to make bias binding. Okay, have had a lot of questions on how to do bias binding and just binding in general because people just don't understand how to do binding. So it may be like borders. You think you might do it. So you might hang out and watch it. It may be different than what you do it. So, and there's many different ways to skin a cat, right? So that's what my mom always told me. Many ways to skin the cat. Okay. So let's get going, and I'm going to go through the beginning stuff with you, and then I'm going to show you a tutorial, and then I've got a few little products at the end of things that I'm using today, and if you're interested, we can get you set up with those. All right?
Oh, she's Southeast Montana.
Oh, who's from Montana? Oh, Neil
Karen.
Is from...
Karen? Yeah.
Oh, Karen is from Montana. Wow.
Neil's wife.
Yes, that's Neil's wife. Yes, I'm gonna look right there. It says Neil, but Karen, I'll try. If I say Neil, you know I'm talking to you. Was just in your store about 10 days ago. Oh, good. To keep me busy for a while. Good. I love that. Okay, you guys, we do have people from all over the United States and Canada, and we've had people from, I don't know, all over that's come in, and the ones that have told us. So we love that. I love having friends everywhere, you know. Hey, Janice, good morning. So Janice will be here. She's comes and goes now. They're retired. I want to say full time, but I keep trying to get her to come back. So Janice is going to be in not next week, but the next. So you'll have to come in and visit with her. All right. So, anyways, okay, let's go with oops, I better silence my phone real quick, or that'll be ringing off through the ringing through the demo. Okay. So we're going to go to the beginning. We're more than just a fabric store. This, you guys see this every time. This is for the new ones. And yes, Jenna, 17th through the 24th. That's right. Hey, Stacy, good morning. Okay, so we do long arm quilting. I do that. Binding. I do lots of binding. And so I'm going to show you a way to do the bias binding today. Machine repair. Bill does machine repair and scissor sharpening. And it's nice when your machine gets repaired and it's all oiled and it purrs instead of rattles and makes the sound. Yeah, it's nice when they purr. Embroidery, we do all kinds of embroidery things. Don't have machines here to sell you that are embroidery, but if you have something you need embroidered, bring it in and we can take care of that. AccuQuilt products, lots of AccuQuilt products. If you have not used the AccuQuilt, come in and let us show you how to do that. It's wonderful. Love the AccuQuilt, very fast at cutting stuff out. And that's whether you're piecing or appliquing. Quilt making. Oh my goodness, we have been hooked up making quilts. Sandy Kleckner has been here, and Sue and Tara, they've all been working so hard, and me, and we make quilts. We make a lot of quilts for people. So if you need a memory quilt, or if you just need a quilt made, baby quilt, we just did one for a young man that had passed, and for his son, and a friend was doing that for him. Got all kinds of quilts going on. And then classes, I'm going to talk to you about that here in a sec. And alterations. If you have wedding dresses or prom dresses or anything like that, any kind of alterations, hemming or anything, we can take care of you for that too. When we end up with we've got quite a few alterations going on too. Okay, let's go to the next. Waiting on my IT guy. Okay, keeping up with the quilt lady. Okay, so we're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So the Quilt Lady OK on Facebook, same on Instagram, and then YouTube is just the Quilt Lady. All right, so you can go back and find any of this. If you're not catching it in the beginning, you can catch the live demo on YouTube later. Okay, so you'll be able to see the binding. Okay, got to get my IT guy to. There we go. All right, retreats. Bill, look real quick and see. I know we had someone sign up. Debbie signed up yesterday. So see how many we've got open here. We have a retreat in March, which is coming right up, March 26th through 30th. And we have another one, May 1st through 5th is full. That one's full. September 11th through 15th. September 11th through 15th, and November 6th through 10th. Okay. If you all haven't tried a retreat, oh my goodness, you need to come. So they're 5 days, 4 nights. We do, that's all meals included. Sometimes we go out to eat. Sometimes we don't. Just kind of depends on what everybody wants to do. So we may have one of those nights.
2 left in March.
Okay. We have 2 left in March, 2 spots left in March. So if you and a friend want to come sign up and come with us. I promise you will have a good time. So, okay. And then we do a mystery project. So I've already got that set up for this retreat. Don't have my May one set up yet, but you guys are going to love it. And we have 6 spots in September left. And then November, I think, has got more than that. It's open. Okay, we did the mystery project and we do round robin. All right, so the round robin is where we take a block. So say we're going to take, this is a smaller one, but say we're going to take this block, okay, and we're going to, everybody that puts a border around this block, it would probably be more like this block or a panel, and then everybody that puts the border around that, hang on, let me get that back on there. Okay, everybody that puts a border on there gets to be in the drawing. So I post that on our Facebook. We have a private Facebook group for each retreat, and so you'll get to come see what the panel is or what the block is for the center. You can bring some fabric that you think will match or coordinate with that, and then put a border on it. And at the end of the week, everybody that has added a border to it gets to be in the drawing, and somebody goes home with that quilt top. So it's really fun. I love that. Somebody's a lucky, lucky person. So, see who else, what do we got on here? Oh, hey, Karen, how are you? I haven't seen Karen Shaver in a long, or Teskey in a long time. And did you say Bill has yes, he's got machine repair, Karen. He does. You bring it on in, and we don't need a case and all your stuff. We just need your plug-in, your bobbin, and your machine. Okay. And then Carla, hello. Lori, Bonnie, and Joyce from, oh my gosh, you're in Corpus Christi. I love that. Well, hey, girls. I wish I was down there with you. And Becky, good morning. And Linda, good. How are you, Linda? So anyways, back to my retreat. Sorry, I'm, butterfly, squirrel. That's me. Anyways, so we do the round robin, and then ours is called the P31 retreat because I do a Proverbs 31 devotional every day. Might not be exactly Proverbs, but it'll refer back to Proverbs. So we have the Proverbs 31 woman. Okay, so just a little uplifting time for us, devotionals, and we have a great time with that. So I can guarantee you everything before, the Holy Spirit has always been there. I'm hoping that Holy Spirit comes again, and I'm sure he will. He seems to stay by my side. So, okay, let's see. That is retreat. So if you guys are interested, come to retreats. Oh my gosh, you'll have fun. Bring your friends, and I promise you're going to have a good time. Okay, who else? What else we got? Oh, our shop. Yeah, we are in the local quilt shop, the LQS. That's the local quilt shop contest again. So this is the one that you guys won for us for last year. 2023, we won the quilt shop, the favorite quilt shop in the region, which is Oklahoma. And I'm not sure if that included Texas and, yeah, Oklahoma. Okay, one per state, he's saying. So we won the favorite quilt shop in Oklahoma. So I love that. You guys, I was so surprised at it. So I love it when you guys go vote. You can only vote once. It's not something you vote every day on. So you vote once. You can vote actually once per email. So if you have more than one email, you can vote per email.
Yahoo, Gmail, AOL.com, any email, and make an email up.
No.
Yeah.
That would not be right. So anyways, any email that you have, you can vote. Okay. So Bill dropped the link in the comments. If you guys would hit that link, and then at the top, you scroll down just a little bit, it says add shop. Click on that button and just type in the Quilt Lady. And if you would, that would be great. We would love it. So we end up getting one of the prizes is that we get the By Annie is who puts this on, the By Annie truck show. And so we get all her bags, not all of them, but we get quite a few of her bags. And so we'll have those. We get to kind of choose when we have them. And I love that. You guys can come in and see all the samples already made up and everything. So we really like that. Okay. Yeah. So he's got, yes, vote. That's right, Janice. You can vote once per email, not per day. It's just once. I believe it's just once per email. So it's not something you have to go back and keep doing. But anyways, if you do that, we would love that. Okay.
I mean, it'll allow you to vote, but I don't count the votes.
Oh, it might allow you to vote, but I don't know that it'd be counted. So once is good. We just appreciate you doing it. And you can tell them what you like about the shop. Okay, you guys, we have Stacy Ghost, a friend of mine from Thomas.
She's on tonight.
Yes, she's on. She has a travel company, Velvet and Suede. So all you guys, not all of you, but a lot of you have asked about my trip to New York City. And she's done a cruise for some friends of ours and us, and we all went to Alaska. And what else? Oh, she did the cruise for the family, and we went down to the Caribbean. Yeah, and she's done a fall cruise. We're going to go to, where is it? New England. We're going to go to New England and see all the fall foliage in Nova Scotia.
New England and Nova Scotia.
So if you guys are up for that, hey, come join us. We would love it. So anyways, getting to this, Stacy has a travel agency, and I told her to come to Kingfisher and let's do a meet and greet. So there's a lot of you guys out there that have asked me, and it's so fun. It costs you nothing. She gets paid from the hotels and the travel or the cruise lines and all that stuff. So come to the party. It's Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. Oh no. Yeah, it is the 13th. It's the day before Valentine. So just a shout out for Valentine's. Make sure that you tell your husband what you want for Valentine's, unless he just is one that goes and gets something. So mine, I have to tell him. And then sometimes I'll get something, and sometimes I don't.
I don't understand why it's one way.
You get stuff too. I got you a dog carrier.
Woo. I still got it.
And you still have it, yes. Anyways, come and join us. It's Tuesday, the day before Valentine's Day, and it's from 3 to 7. 3 to 7. So if you get off work and you want to come down, or if you're in the city, come on out, and we're gonna just have a meet and greet and have a little food and drink, and we're just gonna have fun and just meet and have a little party, a little chit chat, fellowship time. Okay, so you guys come to that. She does have a group going to Ireland in March. If you're interested, I think there's only one spot left on that, maybe two. So if you're interested in going to Ireland, lots of overseas trips, but lots in the US. She can fix you up. Okay? And save you money. I really thought maybe it'd be cheaper for us to go on our own, but it wasn't. She was able to get us and save us a couple $100 each trip at least. So anyways, come to that party.
And you get some perks that you can't get.
Yes, you do get perks that you can't get anywhere else. So come see Stacy.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah. She's great. Okay. This is our block of the month. The only one we have left that's got, I think we have one spot left on this. We filled it, but then we ended up spot. So we have one more spot on Verona, and that is being put together right now. Mary Beth is working on that. And then we'll have it here to show you in the fabrics. They're so much better than the pictures, but it is a beautiful quilt. So Verona, that is $10 to register, $26.99 a month. And that starts in March. It's 8 months, 8 months. Okay. And just so you know, we've got, let's see, we've got our Starstruck is when? September? Okay. I'm going to show you Starstruck too. Hey, Rose, how are you? Okay. So this is Starstruck block of the month, and it's coming in September. I think we're going to have our sample kit that we have to get made up probably in the end of July. And so we'll be working fast and furious on that to get that done in August to start it in September. And that is beautiful. I love how the borders are on this. It just, I don't know. I haven't seen that border before. So I really, really like this border. I think it's really pretty. And I like the quilt. It makes me happy. It's happy colors and stuff. So anyways, okay. So stay tuned for that. We'll have a price coming up soon, and we'll have a price and a registration, and you can sign up for that. So that will start again in September. And then we have Starlight, and I don't have a picture of it yet. I forgot to bring my deal back. I'll tell you more about that next week. Okay. So we have a couple more coming up. Okay. Roar. For all you Tula Pink lovers, we've had lots of people saying you need to carry Tula, 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 Tula. Okay. So we are getting in Roar. And can you show them that line? Got to get my guy working here. Okay, this is the Tula line. She's got beautiful colors. This all is very, very pretty in a quilt and in a bag. Her bags are absolutely gorgeous. So the Roar has some dinosaurs in it. You can't really tell by looking at this. Well, the one on the third row down on the right side, you can tell it's got a kind of a black dinosaur with pink dots, looks like.
In the middle has a pterodactyl.
Oh, is there a pterodactyl?
The top one, and on the far right on the top.
See, I have to really look for them. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it.
Top is a Tyrannosaurus.
Okay, I see it. I see it. So anyways, we have that Roar line coming, and pretty quick we're going to have up the fabrics, and you can pre-order. If you want these, then you can go ahead and pre-order. It's a big hit. Lots and lots of talk online. So if you want to go ahead and pre-order what you know you're going to want, you can pre-order. So when we get that in, you'll get the first off those bolts. Okay. Okay. Let's see the next. That's coming in April. Then coming in July is the Deja Vu Tabby Road. Okay. So Tabby Road is this cute little kitty. And now Roar has been way more popular with the dinosaurs, but me, myself, I like the little kitty instead of the dinosaurs. So this is Tabby Road. Can you show me Tabby Road?
Sorry.
Okay, this is Tabby Road. So there's, this will coordinate with a lot of other fabrics that Tula has, but look at the little kitties on that. Aren't they cute? And the ones down in the bottom, I love all the colors in that bottom one. So very cute line. So we'll be having that. That comes in July. So hot off the press in July. So we'll have that, and we'll have pre-orders for that also. So if you're interested in those, you can pre-order. And then when we get them in, you'll be the first to get them. Okay. Oh, it's me. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready for the demo? We're going to do a demo today. We've had this and that, and it's like, okay, I want to do a demo. Oh, good. Thank you, Judy. Appreciate that. I love it. Okay, you guys. So let me tell you a little bit about bias tape, or bias binding, as I call it. Bias binding compared to straight binding. So if you're going to take your fabric, let me grab a bolt of fabric and just show you real quick. It's going to show up on screen. Okay, so if you're going to take and cut your regular binding, let's see, let's keep this down. Okay, Bill, let's go to overhead.
No, bear with me because
okay, well, hang on. So okay, hang on just a second. So when you are going to do your regular binding, you take it off the bolt, you're going to cut. Actually, there's an extra piece on this. I'll just take that. You're going to cut regular selvage to selvage, right? Selvage to selvage. So there's a warp and a weft. Okay, there's a warp and a weft. So you're going to cut regular way, and you're going to cut straight edge binding. All right. And that's what I do most of the time if there's nothing that's circular. But if you do bias binding, it is much stronger. So just know that if you go to the little extra effort to do bias binding, it will last you longer. And I'll tell you why. You have the warp and the weft. And so it goes across and down, right? From selvage to selvage. Okay. So when you cut that straight up and down, like so, then you're going to get fibers that cross like this, okay? If you cut it on the bias, on the 45-degree angle, you're going to get fibers that go like this. So when you do that, it will not ravel. Believe it or not, it won't ravel, and it's going to be stronger because your fibers are woven this way instead of this way. All right. So it just is a stronger binding. And that, when you pull up your quilts on your bed and you have it in your chair, that's usually what wears out the fastest, is the edges, the binding, because you're pulling on that, right? So it is good to have, I'm talking to myself here too, it is good to have bias binding, all right? So, and anytime you come in and you want bias binding, I will be glad to make it and put it on your quilt for you. But, okay, so let's see. Let's go down here to this and let me show them.
Switch, so you'll be without a microphone.
Okay.
Just a second.
Do a whole 20.5 inch because fat quarters are 18. But I did this off the bolt. You can also use a fat quarter if you want, I guess. But I cut mine 20.5 inches. Okay. Oh, can you all hear me? Lost the volume, it says. My sound went bye-bye when you split the screen. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I don't know what I don't understand this.
Are we back? You can hear me?
Do the split screen, we're good.
Oh, okay. All right. So stay on split screen. Okay. So anyways, I'll recap that. I cut my yardage to 20.5. All right. So you're going to cut a 20.5 inch piece. All right. I don't know that this one's 20.5 inch, but then after you do that, you're going to take it and you're going to make it into a square. So you're going to cut it off the deal. Now, let me back up. You can make binding by cutting this way or this way, lengthwise or selvage to selvage, okay? So you can cut it along this, if you don't want to have any seams, you can cut it as how much ever fabric you've got and not have to seam it. But let me show you this other way. Okay. Get all my little projects here. Okay, so this is my sample one. You get it? Okay. Okay, he's working on it. We're in a new spot for. Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear this? Let's see what someone says. Okay, see if you can hear me now. He's trying to fix the sound. Okay, so this is a piece that I've cut the fabric and then I've cut it into a square. All right. Okay, thank you, Janice. So this has been cut into a square. Got it folded here. All right, so this is a 20.5 inch square. So I cut 20.5 inch off and then turned it lengthwise this way and cut it into a 20.5 inch square. So then it should be able to fold up evenly and you know that that is a square. Okay, so you're going to lay that out, lay that 20.5 inch square out, and you're going to draw a line from corner here, the point, through to the next point. Okay, then you're going to take your long ruler. If you don't have one of these really long ones, this one we have, this is a, let's see how far this one is, 36 inch. So this is a yard ruler. It's a lip edge. And the lip edge, the great thing about that is it hooks to your mat. So it makes it really nice. Okay, so you're going to take your long ruler. If you don't have a long ruler, take your other rulers that you have and line up one and then line up the other like so. Okay, so you've got a straight edge all the way down. Okay, so you can do that also. And there's been times when I didn't have this one that I've had to do that. Okay, so you're going to lay your ruler on here like so, and then you're going to cut, right? Okay, so you're going to cut this in half. You're going to have two triangles. Okay, let's go to that sample. So again, this one I did was 20.5 inch. I'll tell you at the end how to figure. Okay, so you have ended up with these pieces. You've got this piece and you've got this piece, right? Okay, so we've slid it from here to there, corner to corner. Okay, now this is important because you want to get this sewn together right. If you don't sew it together right, it's not going to work. So a couple different things. You can come down before you slice this and measure the same on both sides about halfway. Put a dot there so you know you've got to match your dots. I don't generally do that. I just know that when I have one corner here, this one, when I turn it over, goes straight over like that, okay? Which looks kind of odd, but that's how it works. So your long side's here, okay? And then you're going to take this, and so say if you put a dot here and a dot here, you're going to match those dots. So you want to go take this one and go straight over like so. All right. Then you're going to sew this, and it's going to end up, let me show you this. It's going to end up, because of the angle it's cut on, that you've got a little bit over on this side here, and then a little bit over on this side here. Okay. And that's how it's supposed to be, because when you open it up, it's going to be a parallelogram. So you're going to sew 1/4 inch right here. Okay. Okay. So sample number 3. I've tried to make several samples so I could show you each step. Okay. So this is, you can see this is sewn. Well, I don't know if you can see my thread, probably not. So this is sewn together. And when you open it up, see if I can get that all on camera, it makes this parallelogram. See how that is? You've got a parallelogram. Okay, so how you know that's right is you've got the stretchy. See how that's stretching? If you was going this way and it was sewed together, this is not stretchy, okay? That doesn't pull. This one, look how stretchy that is. So that's going to go around all your curves and everything. And again, you can take it and see this. If you take your triangle and you take and put it down that way and this way, and you've made your little square, you know that's correct. All right. Okay. Number 4. So we've got the parallelogram here. Okay. On the back side of the parallelogram, and I did not press this. This really needs to be pressed first. Okay. Then you're going to take, and whatever size binding that you want to use, you want to do 2 1/4 or 2 1/2. I believe I did this one 2 1/4. Yes, I did this in 2 1/4. So you can do it whatever you're used to. 2 1/4, 2 1/2, either way. You'll have enough fabric. So you're going to take your ruler, and I usually use a longer ruler for this also, and I'll show you why. Okay. Too much stuff. Okay. So you're going to start again at the side that is stretchy. All right. So on the long side, not the short side. So see the triangle here? You do not want the side of that triangle. You want the long end of that triangle. Okay. So the long end is the bias end. Okay. This one is not. This is the bias end. Okay. So you're going to start at one end. So here's my point. Okay. You're going to lay your ruler up. I put in 2 1/4. So I lay this on 2 1/4 like so. And then I mark. And if you don't have a Frixion pin, now Frixion, when you iron it, it goes away. So my sample, I used a regular pen, not a regular pen, but a micron pen. This is a Frixion pen. A micron pen is what you use to put your label on, because it's not going to fade. It's not going to go away. It's going to stay in that fabric forever. A Frixion pen, when you iron, put heat on it in any way, it goes away. So you're marking this at 2 1/4. Okay. And I'm going to start down here at the corner, right? So I always kind of go in the middle and go out instead of this way. Okay. And then just mark your piece and then move it up and just go all the way to the edge. Okay. Mark it all the way to the edge. All right. Like so. You can see that a little bit better. It's blue. Okay, so you're going to mark that. Then you're going to put your 2 1/4 on that line, and you're going to mark your next one. Okay, so you want to make sure the ruler's off, so you make sure you get a good point there, and then mark this line. Okay, so you mark it like that. Mark it all the way. Continue to do that all the way up. Now, when you get to the end, you're going to have a little bit of extra fabric, because we don't want to run right to the end and not have enough or be a little bit short. So that's why this is 20 1/2. If you decide to do 2 1/2, that's fine. You'll have those 1/4 inches probably right here. Okay. So you're going to have a little piece that's not the same width. All right. So that's number 4. Okay. Then number 5. You are going to sew that into, let me show you on this. You're going to sew this together. And you want to sew it, make sure you sew it the right way. So here, we're going to roll this up here, face up, right side up. Oops, if I can get a hold of it. Okay, again, you see the triangle there? Fold this point of the triangle over to this point. All right? Fold this point over to this point. So it looks like that. All right. Looks like this. Looks like a square. It's back into a little square. And you can see where your lines all match up. Okay. So you're going to start that way. You're not going to pin yet. So to do this, to make continuous binding, let me back up. If you want to piece this all together, you can cut these strips just like that and piece them all together. But if you want to make continuous bias binding, which is what I like to do, because I just want very little sewing and then I want to cut it and get on with my way. Okay, so you're going to do this. So then you're going to take this edge and pull it one line over. Did you see that? Let me do it again. So you're going to take this like so, and you're just going to pull each end till where this line that was with that is now matched up to this line. Oops, did I go away? No? Oh, okay. I'm not seeing me. Okay, so you're going to, again, take this and match it up with the second line. All right? So now you see this odd shaped, you've got a point out to both sides, right? Okay, then you're going to pin that. And when you pin, I want to show you how to do this pinning. When you pin, you don't want to, your lines, like this line on this side is going that way. The line on this side is going that way. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your pin. I put it about 1/4 inch down, stick it through my stick it through my top like that, about a 1/4 inch down. And then I come over here and I go about a 1/4 inch down on this side and stick the pin through. And then make sure that that matches up flat. Okay. So make sure it's not pulled to the side. You want it to match up straight up and down. Then I pin. Okay. Then I pin it. So you want to make sure that that's important, that you go a 1/4 inch down, because you're going to sew on that line. If you match it at the top, it's not going to be right. You're going to totally be off. So you have to do that 1/4 inch. You have to do that 1/4 inch down. So what we're doing is we're making a tube. Okay. We're making a tube out of this. And so you're going to have it all pinned like so. You have it all pinned like that. All right. Can we see that? Oh, I think mine's not catching up with you. I can't see the deal. Okay. So you're going to have it pinned like this. It's kind of wonky. You've got all this, it looks like a bandana scarf there, but going to pin it like that, where it's all pinned 1/4 inch down all the way. And then you're going to sew 1/4 inch. All right. 1/4 inch end to end. And again, you're going to have your little tips, but sew it a 1/4 inch. Okay. Then you're going to bring that out and press it. All right. So you've got this tube, and you're going to bring it out, and you're going to, well, you won't want to press this by iron. You'll want to finger press this, because you've just used a Frixion pin, and you will take out all your lines, and you will not be happy with me. So do not use an iron. Use your fingertips and press that. Now, when you look at this, okay, now put it back. I didn't do this with iron, but now, I don't know if you can see that well enough, but you see how my lines match up? So you've got the line from this side matching this side. So that's how you want to, that's what you want it to be after you've sewed that 1/4 inch. Okay. All right. So once you do that, I don't know where my other spools at. It must be up there. Okay. Anyways, I'll use this one. So I usually don't start with the little, see this little short end. I always start with the big end. And so this is how it makes it continuous. We've offset that so it is continuous. So then you're going to take and you're going to go use your shears. And this is, you do not want to use a rotary cutter. It will totally mess this up. You want to use your shears, and then you're going to come in here and you're going to cut right on that line. Okay. Cut on this line all the way, and then just continue to cut, and it goes round and round and round and round until you have all of your bias binding. All right. And that is how you do your bias binding. I should have had some of this made up there. Can you look and see? I don't think it all got down here. So let's cut this a little bit, and then let me show you. Do you see it? I may have been delusional. Okay, I've got enough cut that I can show them. Okay, so cut on here and just keep going around and around. All right, so you have this, and instead of regular binding, look how much that stretches. So if you're needing to go around a corner, I'll show you how you press this. If you're needing to go around a corner, what I do is I iron it. I iron it in half like this. And then if I need to go around a corner there, all you got to do is just a slight curve and iron that way, and that will stay. Or if you have a big curve, if you press it in there, it will stay that way. All right. So if you don't have a binding ease, these things are great. Found these at Market. I have little stirrups at the side. We have turquoise and coral. And believe it or not, I got the coral for the shop, have the turquoise at home, but these are really, really, really handy. Okay, so you're going to fold that in half, and you're going to fold wrong sides together. Okay, wrong sides together. And you're going to press the, oh, this iron, I didn't even think, this iron's not going to work because it's an Oliso. It pops up. Go bring me that little iron. Let me hook another iron up. I didn't even think about that. This one's not going to, this Oliso iron, this is on my mat. That's why it's not on here. This Oliso iron, I don't know if you can tell, it pops up. So when you get done, then it pops up. So that one's not going to work for us. Not on this.
You can just leave it set there.
No, if you're not touching it, it doesn't.
Oh, I'm saying.
Okay, I've got to plug that in, please. All right, hang on. He's getting down there and getting it. Here's another piece I did. You can see a little bit on. Let me do this one so I can save that other as a sample. You can, I don't know if you can see my pink marks. I use chalk on this one. And you can use chalk or you can use pens, whichever that you want. We have chalk that disappears also. So is the 20.5 inch square enough to bind for one quilt? It depends on how big your quilt is, Janice. So I haven't really got this totally done out to see how much binding this will be, but I'm going to give you a equation. And here comes the math. I know most of you guys hate math. I love math, but let me give you an equation of how to figure out how much binding you're going to need. Okay. Let's get this up here. Okay. So did you turn this? Oh. Turn that on for a sec. Okay. Again, the binding ease, it's a silicone mat. And you can lay it on your table. You can lay it anywhere. You just don't want to put your iron or any heat on the mat because it will warp the mat. Okay. So you've got your piece here. You're going to want to fold that wrong sides together, lengthwise. Okay. You're going to do this lengthwise. And this just turned on, so I don't know if it's hot yet, but yeah, it's getting there. Okay, so you're going to press that end like so. Then you're going to put it under this stirrup. And under this stirrup. Okay. And then what I do, you're going to match this edge up. What I do is I just put a little bit of tension, just a tact. I put my thumb inside and I just put a little tension on there. So I know that that is going to fold over and the stirrup will make it fold even. You're going to lay your iron on the mat. Okay. And then you're just going to pull. Okay. You're just going to pull that through. It presses it and look how fast that's pressed.
Oh,
I mean, you can do this really quick.
that is handy.
That's all I've got cut off this. I should have cut you a big long strip. So anyways, just that fast.
Wow.
And look at the, oops, pull this back out. You take it all through the end and look how fast that was made. Takes me about 1.5 minutes to pull this all through. Really fast. Goes through this way faster than anything else that I've got that I've ever done. Okay. So that is how you do bias binding. It's really fast. It's not as fast as doing straight edge. I'll tell you that because you have to set up your square, get your square. Now you can use a rectangle if you want to use a rectangle. I've got instructions for that too. If you don't have enough square, it's a little bit odd shaped until you get to cutting, you know, the seaming and stuff. So, okay. Let's see. Huh? Yeah, I'm going to do the equations. Okay, let me show you how I've done the equation here. Let me get this. Hang on. I just put a bunch of notes together and he just printed them all and I don't need all these. Okay. Well, I think, where did I put it? Well, I think I can tell you in my head how to do it. I just wanted to be sure I was really correct in this, but hang on just a sec. Let me see if I can find the, okay, my instructions to be safe. 6, 7, 8. No, I don't see them. Okay, so if you take your, to figure out quilt binding, you're going to take your length of the quilt and your width of the quilt. All right, so you're going to take your length times 2 and your width times 2 and add those together. So let's say, oops, hang on, let's get my calculator here. Okay, so let's say you have a 70 by 80. Okay, so let's say it's, or let's say a lap, like a nice size lap throw is 60 by 70. That's a nice size lap throw. So 60 by 70, okay? So what you would do is you would take 60 times 2, so your 120, plus 70, okay, that's your length, so 140, that's 260, okay? You're going to add 12 inches. Always add 10 to 12. I always add 12. So your length times 2, your width times 2, plus 12. So add 12. So that's 272. 272. All right. So take 272 and let's see. 272 times, see if I get this right. 272 times the width of what size of binding you want to make. So if you want to do 2 1/4 or 2 1/2. So I'm going to do 2 1/4. So 272 times 2.25 equals 612. Okay. So 612. So then you want the square root of 612. Don't let me lose you here. Don't be scared that the square root is like, I don't do math. Okay. So turn your calculator to the side. So you have the calculator like this. You've got 612. You're going to turn it to the side where you get your scientific calculator. And the square root, can you put this overhead on so you can see this a little better? Okay, I don't know if you can see my calculator any better. The square root is that little symbol right there. Oops. This little symbol.
Looks like the division sign.
Like the division sign with the check mark and the 2. There's several of these, but this one's got the 2. It's not showing very good. Okay, so it looks like a little division thing with a 2 and an X on it. Okay, so that is getting the square root. So you're going to want to hit the square root of that is 24.73. 24.73. So you would need a square. You got to round that up to 25 inches. You would need a 25-inch square. So I did a 20-inch square. So that would not quite do enough for 60 by 70. Okay, 60 by 70, you would need a 25-inch square. All right, so let me go over it again. You're going to have your length times 2, your width times 2. You're going to add those 2 together, and you're going to add 12. Okay, so your length times 2, your width times 2, add those together, plus 12. Okay, you get your total, and then your total, you're going to times that by your width of your sashing. So if you usually do 2 1/4 or 2 1/2 or 3 1/2, my mom does hers a lot bigger. She likes to do the 3 1/2 so she can get a hold of it. Whatever size that is, you're going to take that first total you got times the width of your or the width of your binding. Okay, then do the square root. So whatever that total is, then hit square root, and it'll give you a fraction generally. And you take that fraction and you round it up. So mine was 24 24 something. 24.738. So you're going to round that up because you have. So that is what size of square I need to make, 25-inch square. Okay. Anybody have any questions? If you have any questions, send them to me and let me see.
Janice says she wanted to call you.
Huh?
Janice says, oh my gosh, I wanted to call you.
There's I know it's a lot. People say, "Oh, I don't do the math," but it really is not hard. If you just write down a notepad, your length times 2, your width times 2, add those together plus 12, you get your total. That times the width of your binding. Okay, so 2.5, 2.25, whatever that is, and you'll get that total, and then you square root that. Just all you have to do is hit the square root and it pops it up. Okay. Hit the square root, and then that's what size of square that you need to start with.
She wants me to put that in the comments. I don't know.
Oh, well, I can type it out, and I can type it out. You can type it out real quick. Do it.
Oh, boy.
I'll have him type it in there real quick. He's confused too.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. He says he's going to try. Okay. We'll have that in just a minute. So I'm going to go show you just a few things. If you guys have questions, let me know, and I'll be sure and chime in and tell you if I know. I mean, I really need to put this binding on everything because we've got, I don't know, it is a lot stronger. So if you guys are just tuning in from before, it is much better to put bias binding on a quilt than it is straight edge, because your straight edge, your fabric weave goes up and down and across, right? If it's bias, it goes on the 45, and it is much stronger. It will not fray if it's on the bias. And so that's one good thing. And then it just is stronger because the weave is weaved in and out with each other instead of straight where you can pull the thread, or lengthwise where you can pull that thread. Bias, you're not going to be able to do that. All right. So it is much stronger to do a bias binding. Okay. I will have Bill type that up. Well, stripes look so much better with bias binding. Yes. And I forgot that, Janice. But stripes look amazing with bias binding. So if you have a straight stripe, that's anything, thinking we have anything right here. I don't have anything right here handy. But if you have a straight stripe on your fabric, either way, up and down or across, that would look fabulous because it's going to end up at an angle, a 45 angle. So that'll look great. If you have a 45 angle, you can just do regular binding. And again, regular binding, to figure that, your length times 2, your width times 2 plus 12. Okay?
And then the square root of that.
No, not the square root, because on regular binding, you're cutting.
Oh, but I'm talking on bias binding.
On bias binding.
Length times 2 plus width times 2 plus 12.
Plus 12, and you get that times the width of your binding strip. So for instance, 2.25, 2.5, and then square root. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to teach Bill. He's one you got to go over it a few times.
Well,
No, I know. He's writing it down. Okay. Where was I at now? Here it goes, girls. Butterfly, butterfly, squirrel. Okay. I'm going to show you just a few things that we have that I've used. And if you are interested and you want something, let me know. If you just totally don't understand, you guys come in or call me on the phone and I can FaceTime you or something, and let me show you how, because it's really not hard to do. And putting it on is a whole nother story. Okay, so I had a class on binding. Sherry was here, and she said, I learned so much, and she's done it. And that's how I was. I always did straight edge binding. When I learned from my mom, and how she learned was just go down one side, cut it off, go down the other side, cut it off, go across the top, cut it off, across the bottom, cut it off. And that's how you did it. There was no bias at the corners. And so there is a correct way. And then there's a correct way, you bias the miter, not bias, you miter each corner. You miter it when you sew your strips together, miter each corner. And then when you come in also, that you put that together, and whatever size strip that is how far you cut the top strip off. Okay, which I don't know if you are following me, but you're going to cut that, you're going to sew this, leave it like a 10-inch strip, sew all the way around, and come back with this top strip, and whatever, how much ever that's left, you're going to lay it on top of that bottom piece. And if your strip is 2.5 inches wide, you're going to cut that 2.5 inches from that bottom edge over on the top. Okay. And then that's how you're going to sew that together. You'll have 2.5 inch, the width of that, to sew that angle and get that correct. All right. Okay. Got to check with Bill here.
Length times 2
Length
plus width times 2
times 2
plus 12
plus 12 equals, okay.
Times the width desired of the desired binding.
Yes.
Then you'll take that total, take the square root of that total and know how big of a square you need.
You take the square root of that total. Yes. And then you'll round it up, and that's what size of square that you start with. Yeah. Okay. He's going to try to write that all out for you. I should have wrote it. I didn't even think about it. Okay. So just a few things. We used, let me show you the map. Oh, hey, Sandy, would you come grab that stuff for me real quick? Thank you. My girls are coming in. Okay, so we've used the wool mat. If you don't have a wool mat, this is like, what do I want to say? Insulation to a house. You don't see it. Well, you do see this, but it's something that you really need, and this is fabulous. So wool mats are a must for me. I love it. You can put it on top of your cutting mat or whatever. Now, I wouldn't do this all day because it would get hot down through it and it might bubble your mat, but for demo purposes. So your cutting mat or your wool mat, this one is a nice size. This one's 17 by 24, 17 by 24. And so that's big enough to put on your 12.5-inch block or whatever and press it out. So it's great. It's great for retreats, or if you're just going to set. I usually set this right by my sewing table or sewing machine on the ironing board. Because the steam goes down in a mat and comes back up, and it presses that good and flat. Okay. So this is the felted wool mat. This is New Zealand wool, 17 by 24, and it's $55.99. And that one's number one. All right. And then I ended up using the other one. This is the Aliso. So this one you probably, I think, well, let's see. I think there's a way to turn off the lift. There's a way, I believe there's a way to turn off the lift on this, but I like the lift any other time because you're going to have, you'll press, and then when your hand's off, it lifts up. Okay, you're going to press. I don't know if they can see that. Yeah, I don't think they can see it from over here either. Anyways, when you lift up, it's going to pop up. So it's done by touch. I have the turquoise. We can get turquoise. We just sold the last one, but we have purple on hand. So we can get you turquoise, purple. Not sure what other colors there are, but the Alisos are great. And I did order the travel iron in Aliso. They do not pop up, but they have a silicone mat with them. Okay, it's not the binding ease, it's just a silicone mat. It doesn't have the stirrups, but it's a great iron too, and we should have those any day. Okay, and then I ordered the tulip pink Aliso, and it's got tulip pink colors. It's really pretty. Okay, and I think it's $1 more, $2 more maybe. It's not much. So this is the Aliso. This is number 2. And it's $285.99. Isn't that crazy for an iron? $285.99. Pink and yellow. Oh, okay, Stacy. Pink and yellow Alisos. Okay, so we have purple, turquoise, pink, and yellow. So if you want one of these, do number 2 and the color. Mine 2 and what color you want. All right. My rep was just here. I'll get that in on my order, and we ought to have it in a couple days. All right. Let's see. The rulers. This is the ruler that I like to use the most. I mean, when I'm just cutting whatever, it's like 3D. It's stuck out on the back. You can feel it. So it kind of grips that fabric. This is the junior rule, the quilter's junior rule. And this one is $17.99 and it's number 3. And this is a 4.5 by 14, 4.5 by 14. So if you take it off the bolt and you fold it up once, this works perfect. That's where I cut most of mine. Number 3, mine 3, $17.99. Okay. And then we have the lip edge. So the lip edge, this is a longer ruler. This is not the 36-inch. You want to get me a price on this 36-inch ruler? It's the old lip edge ruler. So this was the Omni edge. So it's got a deal on here that you slide on the end. And I like that because it hooks to your mat. So you make sure that your line is straight, okay? You don't have to have a weight on the end or this or that. Hooks it to the end, hooks on your mat. Doesn't hook on your mat, it leans up against your mat so you know it's not sliding, okay? This one is 24-inch, 5 by 24, 5 by 24, all right? And it is $33.99, number 4, okay? And then, did you get this price? You would think we'd be prepared, but it never seems to be that way. He's not finding this one. I'll have to find you a price if you want the 36-inch, the long one, okay? This one is the Omnigrid. No, oh, this one's the Omnigrid. This is 4 by 36. Okay, so this is a 36-inch, but it folds, so you can take this to retreat and stuff. I like that it folds. So you can use it like this, I guess, if you're just using a short ruler, or you fold it out to the 36-inch, so the yard. So that's pretty cool. I like that. That's $52.99. That's probably more handy because it doesn't get in the way.
You can use it either way.
Yeah, you use it either way. $52.99 for the foldable one, and it's 4 by 36. 4 by 36. That's number 5. Number 5. Okay, and then.
Jackie,
Oh, how would that work?
No.
What's
There's
the
a
question?
above it.
Okay, read it to me while I'm.
She bought backing, but it's not enough.
Okay, you bought backing, but it's not enough?
I wonder if she could piece it with a different fabric that matches.
Yes, you could piece it with any of your stuff that you have left over in your quilt. You could put that in there, piece that together. So I don't know how much you're short, Jackie. Was it Jackie? Yeah. I don't know how much you're short. But one thing that I don't do, this is a don't do, is take your yardage and add a little strip to the side. It's not that strong on the side. What I do is I take that with the fabric. Where's that green piece? Oh, I'll put it over there. Take that with the fabric and cut it down the center and put your pieces in the center. Okay, put that in the center where you've got the 2 seams on either side, and it's going to be much more much stronger just because you've got that in the center and it's not pulling on that one edge. Okay, and so you can put a coordinating fabric, you can use your leftovers, strip them together. You can use the same fabric if you don't have enough to do 2 full lengths. You can take that and say you need 10 inches, cut a 10-inch width, and then cut, I don't know, cut 3 10-inch lengths and have 30 inches going, or 45. If you cut 2 lengths, you've got 42-inch or 45-inch fabric. So you would have, I always go by 42 instead of 45. So you would have 84 inches down by 10 inches in the center. Sew those 2 together and then add that whole thing to the center. Okay, so that would give you extra. But I always add, if I'm going to add to my backing, I always put it in the center. I don't do it just on one edge. It looks better in the center. And my son says he likes it because I ran out of fabric on one, and I have a strip that goes down, and actually have a strip that goes across. No, let's see. This one, I just have a strip going down. So he said, when I pull up my quilt, I know which way's the top, because the line's going to go up and down, right? So you can add it that way if you want. Okay, hopefully that made sense. You need about 20 inches in width or length. It'll make a difference, width or length. Let me know. Okay. Some of the things that I have used now, I don't have any of these scissors left. This is the LDH scissors, and Bill's got those ordered. They're great shears. They're long, and they've got nice rubber handles on them. And so we've got LDH. We've got more of these shears coming. This is a 9 or 10 inch. We can get a 9 and a 10 inch shear. This is number 6. You get me a price on that? On both of those. And then this one, the little shears. So we've got all kinds of scissors. It's good to have really nice scissors. And if you guys have really nice scissors, bring them in. Bill can sharpen them up and they'll work as good as new if they're a good scissor. And I have some cheap ones that he tries sharpening, and they do sometimes sharpen up and sometimes not. So
9 inches, $45.99.
Okay, so the 9 inch shear, is $45.99. $45.99, that's going to be number 6. The 10 inch shear is how much? Oops, I got a 17 in place of a 7. Do we have a 7? This is 17. It was where my 7 was. Okay, we're gonna have to skip that. We got the wrong number there. Okay, so the 10 inch shear is what? 10 inch shear is $50.99. Yeah, there, let me have that. 10 inch shear is $50.99. $50.99. And it's number 7. Number 7. Okay. You haven't got that in cut yet. Okay, the 10 inch shear, $50.99, number 7. All right, that's the scissors. Okay, then we have for you left-handed folks. Oh well, let me go to this first. This is another one of these shears. No, this is not the LDH. This is a different shear. This is a different shear. Okay, we're going to leave that. Okay, so the left-handed folks. I know Bill's left-handed, and he's always like, there's no left-handed scissors. We have a couple here.
If you're right-handed, you don't understand.
Well, yeah.
You don't.
So Gingers have always been a great scissor. This is an 8 inch shear. It's got a sheath with it, nice hard plastic sheath. This one is $50.99, $50.99, and this is a 9 inch. Okay. Or no, sorry, 8 inch. 8 inch. That's a Ginger. And that's going to be number 8. Number 8. Okay. Now, that was a left-handed scissor. Okay. That number 8 was a left-handed scissor. And this one is a left-handed scissor. This is an 8.5 inch. This is a Kaya. This is a Kaya. And I've written on there left-handed, so people make sure they know. This is $23.99. $23.99. And it's number 9. Okay, left-handed. These two are left-handed. The very first one was right-handed. And then if you are interested in cutting those lines with a pinking shear, some people love these pinking shears, and we have sold several pinking shears lately. This pinking shear is a Ginger, and Gingers they've always been nice. This one's $60.99. $60.99. Bill does sharpen these if you have some. $60.99.
Some can't be sharpened.
Oh, some can't be sharpened, you said. Okay, so $60.99, and that's number 10. And that's a pinking shear. All right. We also have regular shears in Ginger, regular right-handed. We're just out of them right now. We've just sold out on those. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, the pins. Let me show you these pins real quick. And that'll be it. So the pens are the Frixion pens. Okay, we have blue, black, red, and pink. And so whatever color of fabric that you have, like I mark my lines, this is what you'll mark with. You just don't want to iron them because it'll iron out, right? So don't sew that and iron it. Okay, so this is a Frixion pen. They're $3.99. And it's number 11. And just put what color. Mine 11. And then what color and how many you want. Okay. So blue, black, red, and pink. And then the last thing is we have, if you have black or blue fabric or red, really dark fabric, these white pins, I have two different ones. These white pins, when you first put it on, it looks like there's nothing there. It takes the air, it takes it a second, and then you'll see the white line. Okay, so these are $10.99. This one's $10.99. This one is the Bowen out of France marking pin, and it's iron off. And this one is number 12, $10.99. And this one is Clover, and it's $6.99. And that's a white pin, number 13, number 13. Okay, I think that's all we have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. And, oh, we got more? Okay. We want a vertical seam. Oh, for backing? No, I put vertical and horizontal both. So it just depends on how much fabric you have. I've done vertical before. Yeah, but I always do it down the middle. I always do my vertical and my horizontal in the middle. All right, you guys have any other questions? Okay, you guys, well, I'm glad you joined us today. I hope you learned a little bit about making bias binding. And if you need to know how to put that on, come in the shop or come sign up for a class and I'll be glad to show you. All right, you guys, see you later. Bye.